There he is.
Intoxication. Hey, man, what's going on? Welcome to RockEyez.
Thank you very much, sir.
No
Happy to
problem.
be here.
So tell me how the band started back in the day.
Oh, back in 1982, I came across a gentleman who was a bass player as well as I was, and we wanted to do. We both started playing guitar together, and we wanted to form a band. So we basically got together, formed this band in the '80s, and took it right up to '93.
Uh-huh.
Played all the major clubs in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania,
Right.
some Long Island. And in '93, we had to call it quits and had the opportunity to bring it back a few different times, but this last time stuck.
Uh-huh.
The very talented Trey Wirth, who is our drummer, was a drummer for our other project that we were doing right before the rebirth of Intoxication. I don't remember the date. You remember the date, Trey, roughly the year?
It was like the end of COVID,
About
like
2 years
the
ago, right?
lockdown. More than that.
More than that, 3 years ago?
What is it, 25? Probably like 4.5 at this point. Four
Really?
and a quarter.
Really? Yeah, so we had another project going on,
Uh-huh.
and Trey Wirth said, "Hey, man, you know what? I like the old stuff that you were doing. I would like to be the new drummer of Intoxication." It didn't take much to put the bug in me and next Sanctum, the bass player who was the original bass player of Intoxication back in the day.
Right.
And man, we just ran with it. We had the opportunity to have a drummer who could finally play the material properly, and we spun it the way we wanted to do it this time around. And we're basically doing it for fun, but we're having a whole lot of fun doing it. And I'm grateful for everybody that's a part of this new lineup that's keeping our dream alive because it seems that the people still dig the old music and everybody's having a good time. We're having a great time.
Cool, cool. Now, Trey, were you in another band before this band?
Yeah, the first band I was ever in was disbanded. We were like a punk rock group up until COVID happened, and then the guitarist singer joined the Air Force, so that kind of fell apart. And then horizontal, as it were, was how I found out about them, and that
Right.
was like not exactly the big thrash ish from the '80s that they play, but it's like I don't know. It was good enough that I was like, I want to be a part of this. Like I see the vision,
Right.
and so I've been with them ever since. Played every show but one with them since I've been in the band.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, do you guys play all originals or a mixture of covers and originals or just covers? What's up?
Well,
No,
we
we
were just talking about that actually,
Uh-huh.
Tony.
yeah, we're just all original band. We don't play no covers.
Good.
I rather I have enough music in the vault from the '80s and '90s, and we have enough talent between everybody that's a part of this project that we don't need to play covers. We need the whole reason I play guitar is to create something from nothing and
Right.
go out there and play it in front of people, and hopefully they'll like it. If they don't, I don't care because I enjoy what we're doing. I'm kind of selfish, and we're just lucky that they do dig it, you know.
Cool, cool. Now, there's really not that many clubs anymore on the East Coast. How hard is it to get a gig?
Well, we've been pretty lucky so far. Uh, we've basically contacted certain clubs, and then we caught the eyes of a couple of good promoters, and they give us an opportunity to play in front of some. First, we started off with doing little shows. Then we're grateful to be accepted into opening up for or being on the bill, opening up for national acts.
Yeah.
So that's and we have it set up that if the band canceled out, we jump in there and we do it
Yeah.
at a drop of notice. Couple days, we get a call. Hey, we got a band cancel out. Can you come and be a part of this show? Help, without a doubt, we're there. We don't say no.
Cool, cool. And Trey, what music do you listen to at this point?
A little bit of everything. I've like slowly traced music back into time since I've gotten into music. So I'm like in about the 50s, the 60s right about now, and
Uh-huh.
probably going to go further back soon. But I mean, everything under the sun. Like if I see a name and I'm like, oh, I'll listen to that. I can see an album, I just listen to it. And it's like good and bad, you know?
Right.
Find
Yeah.
a band you like, or it's like, this is music that I don't really want to hear any more of. But thrash metal is my main thing.
Uh-huh. Newer stuff like Testament, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, Testament, Slayer. I mean, the big four, obviously. Crocus,
Uh-huh.
Creator.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. I mean, like a lot. I listen to a lot of stuff.
That's almost you three of the four bands I photographed at Lemore's back in the day.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
all of them, but yeah, because I'm a photographer.
Oh,
So
that's awesome, dude.
yeah, yeah, like
Awesome.
Creators. Slayer, I photographed at the Capitol Theater, Passaic. Creator, Lemore's, Testament, everywhere. Stuff like that. Exodus, all them bands I photographed back then.
I met Gary Holt.
Cool, 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 cool. And Tony, who do you like?
Oh, I love all the bands that he brought up. But growing up, uh, we had the Allman Brothers playing religiously back in the day, Dwayne Allman. But my brother is an Alice Cooper freak, and he wouldn't allow me to listen to the Beatles. Instead, I listened to Alice Cooper,
Uh-huh.
Black Oak, Arkansas, um, any great blue Johnny Winters,
Mhm.
Buddy Guy, of course, the greatest lefty guitar player in history, Jimi Hendrix, Tony Iommi, because I am a lefty.
Uh-huh.
Those were my idols. They still are my idols. Jeff Beck. But I love old school heavy metal. We used to play Judas Priest back in the day, Iron Maiden, Alice Cooper, obviously, and we tried to do some Slayer and so forth and so on. But
Intoxication did do covers at one point, Tony.
yes, we did do them at one point early in the days. We actually the last song that we were holding on to was Magic Carpet Ride was our rendition, but we did it. But the reason we strayed away from that is, I'm not a fan. If you cannot play it as good or better than the people who wrote it, you got no business playing it. And we've seen a few bands do that. So, it's like that's why I was saying that's why we don't play covers because, if you do a cover bad, that you're going to be known from that. And no one has ever came up to me and say, "Hey, you're playing an Intoxication song wrong."
Mhm.
That's always the plus.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Except for the real old fans that come to see us now and they're like, well, you guys are kind of like doing it a little differently, but you're doing it better. We
Right.
are actually a lot tighter. Um, Nobody really does any kind of drinking in this band. So it's always a good thing. A band called Intoxication, nobody drinks. Isn't that
Right, yeah.
unbelievable? But in the 80s and 90s, we did enough. I did enough drinking. The band did enough drinking. We used to tour around with two Cadillac hearses, and our motto was "Friends don't let friends drink and drive. They drink and drive with them." But that's we used to buy the keg and tell people you drink for free, pay to get in, tear up the club, and that's basically well, we wouldn't tell them to tear up the club, of course, that. But that's usually what happened.
Right.
We always had a rowdy crowd follow us, and but this band, this lineup right here is super tight. We get a lot of compliments about that. We get a lot of compliments about how we're doing the songs slightly different to have a little more groove, thanks to Trey and his drumming. And next Sanctum, since we were only with one guitar player right now, our bass player is let loose. He's a monster. So, you know, I let him off his leash. He said, well, we got all these holes here. Go to it. And people seem to dig it. And, we're having a good time. We're really having a good time.
Is it disappointing that cover bands are really taking over the scene these days?
Well, my personal opinion, probably going to get me in trouble, is I don't care for it.
Right.
I really don't care for it because
Me neither.
they're playing the same songs They're not playing them very well. You
Uh-huh.
got tribute bands that are not really, they're trying to look like them, sound like them, but you're never going to be them. But I have a bad attitude about certain things. My whole thing about playing guitar is to write something from nothing.
Right.
Create. That's those are my babies. So to go out and play them and have people when people applaud for intoxication music, they're applauding for what we wrote, what we
Right.
performed, how we're doing it. It's not because the nostalgic uh part of the thing. And and some of the I watch I have many friends that play in many different cover and tribute bands, and they're doing very well, but
Right.
I'm going, man, there's some songs I'm like, I would burn my guitar before I would even play that.
Wow.
So why play it? I don't play it. I
Uh,
tell these guys all the time, we need to do no, we don't need to do that. What we need to do is bring out the heavier stuff that's in the vault that's going to make people bang their heads like it did in the 80s,
right.
did in 2005. I brought back a song. I tried to bring Intoxication back with different members. In 2005, we played the Croc Rock. We got shut down because the crowd was moshing too much, stage diving. I'm like,
Right. Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the 80s and 90s, the Studio One, the Pipeline, when we played Lemoore, played the Limelight, people, well, the Limelight, you never had to bring anybody because that place was always full. But that was all about people moshing, having a good time.
Right.
2005, they shut us down because the kids were having too much fun. They're like, oh, it's somebody's going to get. Well, at the Pipeline, we opened up for MOD. It looked like a big gang fight out in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wow. Uh, Trey, what was the last concert you went to see?
Probably Megadeth,
Uh-huh.
like a band that wasn't ours. Probably. I mean, I consider we opened for Saliva, but meeting Josie Scott, that was like it felt like I was at a show, not like playing a show. If you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
Like it was really powerful. Like him coming back from. I mean, just it's crazy, but he was such a like the band. They were just so cool. It was humbling.
Uh, cool. Cool. Is there any band that you didn't get to see that you would have liked to?
The Birds,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Death,
yeah,
Schuldiner. I would have liked to see him, but
yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to see Slayer, Motorhead, Alice Cooper, and Judas Priest. Uh, all at the same. I think it was the Coliseum. I could be wrong about the lineup, but I was lucky to see all that. Like I was talking to somebody online about a picture you posted. I was wrong.
Uh,
We saw Megadeth open up for King Diamond. I thought it was
right.
Merciful Fate because Mickey D was playing drums, but
Right.
I could have been wrong. But yeah, so that we went to go see Merciful Fate, King Diamond, and
Uh-huh.
there is Dave Mustaine right out of Metallica at Lemoore's.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, it
Yeah.
was unbelievable. Lemoore's was the rock capital of Brooklyn. To play there was an honor. To fall off that stage was even greater. But
Right. Yeah.
I got to see so many. I got to see Ace really when he first left Kiss there at Lemoore's. He was so whacked he couldn't even barely play.
Yeah.
But but we saw Venom. We
Yeah.
saw so many. That was the greatest place next to Studio One back in
Right.
the 80s. Intoxication opened up for the original Skid Row right when they were starting to get big at
Right.
Studio One. That was a great time. And like Trey's just said, we have been so fortunate lately to get shows on the bill or opening for Josie Scott. We played with Saliva. We played with Tim Ripper Owens. We got a chance to play with Sponge Tantric. Um, and everybody was very professional. They just good people, great people. We always a great time. Oh, toughening up, enough, whatever they're called.
Right.
uh
enough enough.
is
Sorry,
not yeah, I'm sorry, but they everybody was everybody
put
that
some
we had.
respect on their name.
Yeah, everybody had great respect for each other, and it was always a good time. Josie Scott, great. His band is super tight. I mean, we had a chance to open up for the Saliva, the new Saliva,
Right.
and I never, I don't even know these. like I got a phone call. Hey, you want to be on the bill with Tim Ripper Owens? I didn't even know who Tim Ripper Owens was.
Right.
And then we're in there listening to his sound check, and you're like, oh my God, this fucking guy can sing. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
that's
Oh
when I was told he was on Judas Priest for a while, right?
Right. Yeah. Did you guys release any material on disc or vinyl or anything?
We're on Spotify and some other. Do you know all the places we're on? We have a
I know we're on Spotify, YouTube. I could personally burn CDs. I'll just throw that out there for our single.
Uh-huh.
so we got a song called "The Power Within Me,"
Right.
and we just redid it with Chris, our new singer. Well, he's not really new anymore, but
Oh yeah,
he's
he's
uh
our singer.
he's our singer now, and we just redid it with him on vocals, and it's great, and it's doing very well, and we're hoping. I'm a big fan of playing out. I don't want to lose the summer. So I would try and do all these shows as we possibly can before the summer's over. Then we're going to sneak into the studio and who knows? My game plan is to do something brandy new that, I have a bunch of rhythms that Mr. Trey could put some great double bass that's going to challenge him a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And Chris, our singer, finally gets to write his own lyrics and so forth. So that's the game plan now is to get through this summer. I think we're booked up right up until December. And soon as the last show's done, we're going to go into somewhere. I'm hoping a good friend of ours is going to invite us back into his studio and help us record another song.
Cool, 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 cool. Is being in music beneficial financially?
In the 80s, it was. Right now, it's not. We're doing it for a lot of fun. We make pennies, but it isn't about the money. It's about getting out there and hearing the roar of the crowd. Sure would like to make some money. Don't get me wrong,
Uh-huh.
but it isn't in the cards right at this moment. But I mean, we make a little bit of money, but
Yeah, we're
nothing to
getting there.
brag
We're
about.
getting there.
Little bit of money.
How can you reach out to fans now since there's no magazines, there's no East Coast Rocker, there's no paper platform for bands to advertise no more?
I know that's a real bummer because back in the 80s and 90s, we got so many major breaks from the East Coast Rocker. And what was the other paper that was out in the 80s and 90s? I
It
can't
was
remember, but
Rough Mix was out, like a whole bunch of them.
yeah, we were in a lot of them, and that's how we ended up getting so many opportunities to play on big stages was because we were constantly in the. That's why when you post stuff about us being in the East Coast Rocker, and I get overjoyed because from like 83 on to
Right,
91, we were in the East Coast Rocker all the time. We were
right,
playing anywhere and everywhere that we could play, and we're using Facebook, we're using social media the best we can. We have a fan running our fan page. It's called Intox Rocks on Facebook with
uh,
three X's, Intox Rocks. It's a,
right,
a fan running the fan page, and she gets the word out worldwide. I
right.
mean, we're getting. We have Reverb Nation, we have Facebook, we had uh, another website that I can't remember it off the top of my head,
Right.
but with my Facebook, with Facebook, we're getting heard around the world, and it's refreshing to hear that somebody from Indonesia writes to me and say, "Hey man, I know your guitar sound from 50 guitar players, and keep
Right.
doing what you're doing. We love it. And when are you coming?" I'm like, man, I wish.
Yeah. And you can't even get out of the United States. Trump got us in here. You need a special that special ID now, right?
It's not anything to do with Trump. It has to do with the money.
Right. You're right. You're right.
You need money to travel. So we'll do what we're doing now. We'll
Uh-huh.
do Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Maryland, Virginia. Few hour drive either direction. And if anybody needs a heavy metal band, hard rocking band, entertaining band, uh, they'll get in touch with us, or maybe somebody on your show will say, "Hey, you know what? We sure would like to have you come up here. We had an opportunity to go out to Connecticut. We got to play on the bill with Joe Stump. That was really great because you got to be a part of that little clique to get out there in Connecticut land, and it led us to get into Queens and upstate New York, and so slowly but surely, the word is getting out. Pretty much, we're staying in within a 200-mile radius of where we're at, which is Easton, Pennsylvania. And but
And where are we at Saturday?
what's that?
Where are we at Saturday?
That's right. We're going to be
Easton,
at
Pennsylvania.
Easton, Pennsylvania. We're going to be at Bushkill Park, uh, doing a benefit with a bunch of other bands, trying to raise some money for the
Our
park.
hometown.
Yes, sir. Right, we're out of Easton. You can't get any better than that, right?
Yeah.
And don't you have a show coming up at Dingbats too?
Yes, we do have a show September 19th at Dingbats, Clifton, New Jersey. It's supposed to be my birthday bash. I've been trying to get a show for the 27th, which is my birthday, but I'm striking out. But I'm hoping before we get to my birthday, probably a week before my birthday, I'm going to get a call and say, "Hey, man, you want to be on this bill?" And we
Right.
don't say no. We're just going to go do it because we're ready. We're all primed up and ready. We try to play out, every couple of weeks. I'd like to play out every week, but you know how that goes. But every month we got to, we're getting ready to do a bunch of good shows. So we got September 6th at Bushkill Park. We got September 19th at Dingbats. October 11th, we're doing a pig roast for John Simmons in Pottsville. October 18th, we'll be at Artie's uh, on the bill with the Kings of Thrash. That's the bass player for Megadeth and the other gentleman. We just got added onto that. We are honored to be a part of that. They're all our heroes. So then November 21st, we will be back at Artie's on the bill with T's Rough House. We just did Gin Mill with them earlier, a few months ago. They sold out. It was a great show. And then we go December 13th, we back at the Gin Mill on the bill with Sponge, who also sold out the last time we were on the bill with them. So we've been pretty lucky being on the bill with Sponge, Tantric. Um, who's that other band? Help me out here. Who's that other band that we
What
were
other?
playing
There's a lot of other bands, Tony.
at the Signature Event Center? There was all three of them: Tantric, Sponge. Who was the other band? I can't remember. But anyway, so we've been pretty lucky and grateful that we've been Tom Taylor Presents has taken us under his wing, as well as Joe from Vertigo, and have been giving us some of these great shows where we get the opportunity to play in front of a very large crowd that seems to dig what we do. We had the opportunity to be on that. What the hell was that? Power Man 5000 tour show at Artie's, and we didn't think we were going to go over very well, and they loved us, and that was refreshing. That was a big thank you to Tom Taylor. Called me up and said, "You want to be a part of this?" Joe from Vertigo was the one that hooked us up with Tim Ripper Owens. He called me up a couple days before the show or a week before the show and said, "Hey, I think you should be a part of this. Do you need me?" "Yep, we'd love to have you." We went and boom, did it. It was a great show. But we'd love to be on anything with him. Anything with these guys. They're great. So that's what we got going on. And man, I'm just grateful that I got a great bunch of people around me that are enjoying what we're doing and performing.
Well, Trey, do you feel that you need an independent label or a major label instead of doing everything in-house is better than doing stuff in-house?
I mean, I think it really depends on how much money you want to make.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. Like I don't feel like I'm not getting what I give in regards to music. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't like necessarily want to just go to where the most money is because that's not necessarily where your heart would be. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. How about you, Tony?
Well, right now I'd like to be on anything.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Cool.
we were supposed to be signed to Megaforce in the mid '90s, and the band had already broken up because of personal circumstances and whatever.
Uh-huh.
But we kind of shot ourselves in the foot for that.
Uh-huh.
But you never know. You
Yeah.
never know. You know
I wish I could have been there for that, honestly.
what's that?
I wish I could have been there to see that, but it was a bit before my time.
Yeah, it was you weren't even thought of yet. You weren't even thought of yet.
So you
And
guys have any merchandise available for people to purchase?
yes, sir, we have intoxication shirts, as you can see. I'm wearing
Yeah.
one.
Yep, I see it.
We have bumper stickers. We have coffee time with Chris. We're gonna have coffee time mugs.
Uh-huh.
Chris Taylor, our singer, does this thing every Saturday morning where he talks about what the band's going to be doing, where we're going to be at, and he's been getting anywhere between 12 and 1,800 views a weekend. So
Uh-huh.
that's helping the band out. We're just waiting for the merchandise to arrive. We did our second order of stuff, and we're hoping to have everything by the 19th. We just lost our banner. I left the banner at the last show. Just
Right.
out of sight, out of mind. Somebody parked a truck in the way where I
Yep.
had it sitting, gone. So I had
Wow.
to reorder a new banner. That sucked, but what are you gonna do?
Hey,
It
Yeah.
maybe it'll look
happens.
better.
What's that?
Maybe it'll look better.
This one's gonna be better. Yeah, without a doubt, it's gonna look better. So we're gonna have the shirts very soon. We got the bumper stickers now. We have I'd like to put the name on anything that we possibly can.
Cool. Cool. Well, guys, Intoxication, Tony and Trey, good luck. Wish you the best. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
You want to say something, Trey?
Um,
Trey, you're fired.
I'm well, I don't know if now is necessarily the time. That's okay.
We'll see you on a stage near you very soon. We can't wait to hang out, rock with you guys, entertain you, have you entertain us. Our fans have become our family. We love every single one of them. And hopefully they consider us brother and sister and so forth and so on. So keep looking out for Intoxication on Facebook. Watch Chris Taylor's Coffee Time with Chris. He tells you where the band's going to be, what we're doing. You could find us on Facebook.com. You could find us on Intox Rocks, which is a fan page run by a true fan. And she gets the word out around the world as well. So we're presented quite well, and we've been having great luck with people showing up at shows and having a good time with us, and we love them. Thank you.
Cool, cool. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.
Appreciate
Hey,
it, man. Have a
thank
good
you
one.
for this, sir. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
No problem. Bye-bye.